So directly behind me is the entrance to Audubon Park on the St. Charles Avenue side. You can see directly behind me is the streetcar tracks that goes from the city out to the uptown area. So we're inside Audubon Park. We just got off right here at St. Charles Avenue. It's an easy entrance to get to. It's directly across the street from Tulane University. It's a great place. There's a bike path inside. You can see there's a rider that just passed us there. Great place to jog, 1.8 mile inside track for running, a 2.2 mile outside track for jogging as well. That's on a covered, more of a dirt and grass area that people run on all the time. There are two children's playgrounds, very nice. One is more geared toward toddlers, the other one's a little bit older. The older one currently in June of 2017 is under construction. They're putting in a brand new facility, which is great for kids and families. There's a golf course on the inside. It's a par 3, 18 hole. There's a great clubhouse. There's a great place to eat there. Make sure to check out the Newman Bandstand, as well as the North Oak Alley and the Southern Oak Alley. It's a beautiful vista of trees that line a grass area, as well as there's a World War I monument on that would be the southeast side of the park. There's a great map online that you can use to get yourself around inside of the park. It tells you, all the little places, the shelters, as well as additional information about Audubon Zoo, which is across Magazine Street on the other side. Audubon Park is located in the uptown neighborhood of New Orleans. It's approximately 350 acres. It's 6 miles from New Orleans, and it was purchased by the city in 1871. It is bordered by the Mississippi River and St. Charles Avenue, and it's directly across the street from Tulane University and Loyola University. Before 1980, this pathway, cars were allowed to come inside. So in 1980, that stopped, and this turned into a walking, jogging, and bicycle lane. Back in the late 90s, it used to be called the Rollerblade Lane. So this goes around the park. It's about 1.8 miles, and if you use the outside path, which is just on the outside edge, there's a path that goes all the way on the outside. It's 2.2 miles. So there's a little path on the inside, the asphalt, and then you have a path on the outside. So you can run under the trees, you can run on the inside, but this is one of my favorite little gardens right over here. Let's go take a look. So one of the things I love as you enter this little garden area it's like secluded. Like most people don't even take time to come over here. But like, I mean, look at it. It's got seating, a nice grass area. It has pavilions on both sides, there and there. And you can catch the back side of one of the lagoons. You can see this family sitting right here, little kids playing with the moss that fell out of the trees. Ooh, one of my favorite plants, Gara. Love it, love it, love it. Great perennial in New Orleans. As long as we don't get a substantial freeze, it continues to come back. Whirling butterfly, a lot of times is what they call it. So in 1898, the Audubon Golf Course, which is right behind me back there, began. So that's when they opened the course. And in 2003, the course was reconstructed. And I was the landscape contractor that did the landscaping and the turf installation here at Audubon Park. I say often this is my most favorite job. I loved working for the Audubon Institute. I've done several of the projects in here over the years, but this by far was my most fun job to work on. Or should I say, this was the funnest job, funnest job, funnest, mostest job. So from the Magazine Street side of Audubon Park, when you enter, you have the Newman stand, and then behind me, I'll spin this bad boy around, and that is the Oak Alley that I was telling you about earlier. I actually landscaped that place over there about 25 years ago. Now remember, that was the first time that I almost sunk a bobcat. This is the World War I monument that is on the Magazine Street side of Audubon Park. It is just to the side of the Newman Bandstand, which is just over there. And that, if you can just faintly see, are cars on Magazine Street. Again, this is another one of those things, I'll be honest with you. Until I started taking time to explore my own city, I never knew what this was. So like I was saying, all the way down there at the other end, way, way, way down at the other end of the park, on the Magazine Street side is the Newman Bandstand. And if you turn around and put the Newman Bandstand to your back and start walking towards Magazine Street, and what you'll do is you'll go across Magazine Street, you'll continue walking underneath these beautiful oak trees that you see here, and you're gonna end up right here. You know, it's crazy to think I have lived in New Orleans since 1986, something like that. I've lived in New Orleans for a long time, moved down here from Michigan, and I have never seen this fountain. This is the Hyman's Fountain. I mean, it's just beautiful. I just love fountains. I love the detail. I love how the water moves. I love how the fish water spitters push the water out, and then it carefully trickles over the edge, and then this water then carefully moves and then recirculates. Remember, if you're in New Orleans, you need to head to Audubon Park, catch the streetcar. Remember, it's $1.25. I know, I love saying that.